Andrea, and I'm part of FemTechNet. I'm a second year at Pitzer College and a potential media studies major. Today I'm here with my good friend Todd, who goes to Pomona, and my new friend Vicky, who's a student at Scripps. So today we're going to be talking about maps. My keyword is maps. A feminist practice of map making challenges our ideas of what the process of map making can even be, or what can be mapped, or how can we
do with quantitative data even?
Yeah.
Because it's so cold.
Exactly. So map making is based on this whole tradition of Western science that is supposedly objective, says that you can know the world by looking at a fragment, and a group of rich white men's observations on the world then become truth. And so feminist map making is definitely a challenge to that.
We are camped out in front of this one, just because this is probably like as problematic a map as you can get. You have Greenland, the size of South America, and almost Africa. This is the equator, and you have the global north, double the size of the global south. And that's just how they want you to see it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they've done like studies that have shown that people equate size with importance. So when you have countries that are really big, like India, that are near the equator, that are like shrunken down, psychologically people look at it and they're like, oh, India is less important. And it's not just like an accident, but it's tied into
a legacy of colonialism.
Exactly.
Like if you notice, like especially Africa, you want to diminish the size because people don't realize like how people do realize that land is power, right? But when you want to control perception of that, you don't want people to see Africa as a resource-rich like continent, but that it's constantly this white man's burden narrative.
Do you think there's a need for a feminist practice of map making?
Sure. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that one of the great impacts of feminism has been its ability to denaturalize gender relations and show that what exists is projected as is discussed as the norm, but it doesn't have to be. That things are like set up a certain way, and I think that has been really influential for people thinking about space as well, and how mapping space can be gendered to support. Like this is entirely like a representation that supports a system of patriarchy, right, and a system of capitalism and white supremacy.
And all of them being linked together. You can't separate them.
Particular map or form of a map that I've been thinking about is really interesting in how we're talking about the possibilities that like a certain kind of map making can enable. So thinking about Communities for a Better Environment, which is an environmental justice organization in LA. They have toxic tours made by the people of those communities, which is such an interesting way of map making, because it's not just the people who design the tour who get to have the final say of the meaning of what is this map, but everybody who goes on the tour becomes a part of the map making process. These memories that we all make when we go on the toxic tour are imbued with the experiences of the people in the community. And so that was also really interesting in making all these other connections about like feminism, and software, and culture, and like people becoming the software when they are going on a toxic tour, like because they're producing all of the knowledge. That's just a really interesting way of thinking about how a map doesn't necessarily have to be on paper. It can be in our bodies, it can be in our memories, that they can be
on different forms.
They're dynamic, changing.